your projects that I've commissioned today cut across sectors of human and institutional development.
President Tinubu inaugurates major infrastructure projects in Adamawa State, happy with growing partnerships between national and sub-national governments. We are solidly behind you, federal government. Progressive governors tell grieving single market fire victims in Kano. And more ministries, agencies defend budgets before National Assembly.
There should be a supplementary to reflect the state of emergency that has been declared by Mr. President.
You're watching the Network News on NTA Live from Abuja. I'm Naja'at Tijani. Adiola Komiakere joins us from Lagos, while Musa Abubakar and Ayo Makinde in Abuja join us for business and sports updates. Musa?
Well, good news, Najah. NGX all-share index crosses 190,000 points as inflation eases to 15.10%.
Well, we look forward to the details. And Ayo, what's happening in the world of sports?
Well, it's great time for referees in Nigeria, as 30 of them have been badged by FIFA to officiate in international tournaments.
Now we look forward to the details in the course of the bulletin. Remember that this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. And don't worry about missing any part of the bulletin, as you can watch the replay on our YouTube channel, NTA Network. Do follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. And now the news in detail. Governor of Adamawa State, Ahmadu Fintiri, a member of the opposition party PDP, has declared total support for the administration of President Bola Tinubu, which he says is building a stronger Nigeria. The occasion? President Bola Tinubu's one-day official visit to Yola, where he commended the growing partnership between the national and sub-national governments, leading to better development and improved living conditions for people across states of the Federation. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports.
Less than 48 hours of a similar visit to Kebbi, President Bola Tinubu was on his first state visit to Adamawa State. Other governors in the northeast joined Governor Ahmadu Fintiri to receive the president into the land of beauty. Adamawa is one of the few states still under PDP, but the ambience in Yola was clearly devoid of opposition, as supporters and residents of the state's capital thronged the streets to welcome the number one. Apparently, politics is aside here. The interests of Nigerians took precedence. President Tinubu honored the state governor to inaugurate infrastructural projects, including the 8-lane Galadima Aminu Road linking Gimba and the state's capital, the model school comprising pre-primary, primary, and junior secondary school buildings representing 21 of such across the state. So also were the remodeled High Court complex and the renovated Government House.
Mr. President, we invited you to Adamawa State to do more than project commission. It is to appreciate you for what you are doing for Nigeria. It's to make you relate firsthand with the result of your policy in the country. Your proper grasp of the tenets of federalism and the need to devolve more resources and responsibilities to the sub-national government is solely the reason behind our performance and achievement.
As the visit culminated in a meeting with leaders of the Government House, Governor Fintiri commended the President for his macroeconomic reforms leading to greater prosperity for the nation.
Mr. President, you are Nigerians' best teller. Continue to have the courage to make the toughest decision for the good of the country. Do not waver. Do not falter. beyond politics, governance is about the people and service to fatherland. We are with you. Our people are with you. Adamawa State is with you. All the way. All the time.
Display of mutual respect as the President equally saluted the Governor's infrastructural vision, commitment to urban renewal through projects aimed at building the future of a state.
Your projects that I've commissioned today cut across sectors of human and institutional development. Model schools that will shape the minds of our children. Investment in that kind of project is an investment in education today and tomorrow, and building a weapon against poverty.
He acknowledged the growing partnership and solidarity between the national and subnationals, which he says must be sustained to overcome insecurity, poverty, and other socio-economic challenges.
I'm glad when you were enumerating the cost of this project, you didn't say you have failed to pay or borrow to pay the salaries of your workers. That is the consequence of us working together. And we will achieve more. Macroeconomic success we will achieve for this country. We are investing heavily in agriculture, human development capital. We must be able to feed ourselves, feed the country.
President Tinubu thanked the traditional, religious, and other leaders supporting the government to maintain peace in the state. The president is back in Abuja. Musbah Dan Wahab, NT News.
The federal government and the Progressive Governors Forum have donated 8 billion naira to victims of the Single Market fire disaster in Kano. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that Vice President Kashim Shettima led the delegation to express sympathy and support for the victims. The delegation also conveyed President Tinubu's sympathy to the traders who lost billions of naira in the weekend fire which engulfed the market, marking the second incident in just 2 weeks. Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf thanked the federal government delegation and the governors for the donation, assuring them of a comprehensive investigation into the cause of the disaster to prevent future loss of lives and property. The fire, which started on Saturday evening and continued into Sunday morning, caused extensive damage to Nigeria's largest food market. The Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Army has called for an increase in the proposed 2026 budget of the Nigerian Army to address new realities and reinforce the state of emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Mitairi Ikben reports on this and other sessions in Parliament.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shoaibu, appears before the Joint National Assembly Committee on Army, presenting operational achievements and challenges in a closed-door session. The committee stressed the need for a supplementary budget to strengthen the capacity of the military to respond to emerging security threats and demands.
There should be a supplementary to reflect the state of emergency that has been declared by Mr. President.
Particularly on the area of procurement to improve equipment, logistics, welfare facilities and other critical infrastructure to our troops.
At the Joint National Assembly Committee on Solid Minerals, zero capital releases to the sector in 2025 was described as a major setback to economic diversification. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, appealed for first-line charge status for the ministry to realize its mandate.
Really achieve these are lofty goals and ideals without a scientifically, internationally certified geological data. And that geological data was the basis upon which our budget was enhanced.
Also appearing before the House Committee on Public Accounts, the Auditor General of the Federation, Shaka Chira, gave assurances for the release of 2023 and 2024 audit report of ministries, departments and agencies in the course of this year.
On or before March, the 2023 report will be ready. Then, by July 2026, the report of 2024 will be ready.
The House Public Accounts Committee urged the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to furnish the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation with all financial statements to accelerate its work. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigerian women are leaving nothing to chance in their quest for an inclusive democracy and governance which addresses development issues. That's why some women stormed the National Assembly in a solidarity rally, calling for the passage of the reserved seat bill. Ladibala reports.
They came out in large numbers from across the states, setting aside religious, ethnic and political party differences for a shared destiny, united in purpose. Their voices echo the pain of a struggle long ignored, desperate for redress.
What do we want now? Seats for women. Are we begging our lawmakers? No!
They say Nigeria cannot continue to rank among countries with lowest female representation in parliament, insisting that reserving seats for women is not about privilege, but it is about correcting years of political imbalance in Nigeria.
We want them to pass the bill. We want them to pass it now because Ramadan is coming, Lent is coming, and many breaks inside. We are asking them to do the needful.
We have not heard the bill being brought on board. So we are here to demand that the demand for this bill is the right of Nigerian women.
I want to come to the National Assembly, but there is no legislation, there is no policy that made it possible for me, and that's why I'm here.
We are asking, sir, the way you people brought up the Electoral Act is the way we are asking. That the way you are looking at it is how you are going to bring in the special seats for women. They have to go together because it's about electoral integrity.
Then come words of assurance from the National Assembly.
And we have so many men and women in the Assembly that believe that having 14 women out of 360 women in the House of Representatives is a gross injustice. Having 4 women out of 109 in the Senate is a gross injustice. I'm here basically to let you know that we hear you and we're going to take that feedback to the members and to the leadership of the National Assembly that this is what Nigerians want.
As lawmakers deliberate within these chambers, Nigerians wait patiently for that defining moment, a historic glimpse in the nation's political trajectory. From the National Assembly, Ladibala, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has hailed the signing of a strategic memorandum of understanding between Nigeria's Boa Group, UAE-based Ad Ports Group, and Mayor Group in Abu Dhabi, describing it as a major industrial and trade breakthrough. The president describes the agreement as a tangible outcome of the renewed Nigeria-UAE engagement and strengthened bilateral cooperation under his administration. Kenneth Nanim reports.
The Memorandum of Understanding between Boa Group, Edi Post Group and Maya Group explores the cooperation in sugar refining, agro-industrial development and integrated global logistics solutions. President Tinubu notes that the agreement follows his recent state visits and high-level discussions with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates, which prioritized trade, investment, infrastructure development and food security. Under the arrangement, sugar refining and advanced logistics infrastructure will be developed in the UAE, with the initiative expected to enhance value addition, strengthen supply chain resilience, and also deepen structured trade flows between West Africa, the Gulf region, as well as Asia. The president further states that the agreement reflects the strength and maturity of Nigerian enterprises capable of competing internationally and forming strategic alliances with global partners. He also commends the chairman of Boa Group, Abdul Samad Rabiu, for his continued investment in key sectors of the Nigerian economy and for demonstrating that Nigerian companies can operate successfully on the global stage. The development marks another milestone in Nigeria's expanding economic relations with the United Arab Emirates.
I'm confident and I have no doubt in my mind that with the skill, the expertise, the commitment, the capacity and the shared determination of the parties involved, that this initiative will be delivered and will be delivered right. I want to sincerely thank members of the team of AD Ports Group, Amer Group, and of course, members of my team for their vision, dedication, and collaboration to realize this project.
This is the Network News on NTA. Stay tuned for more reports in a moment. Thanks for staying tuned. The ongoing development of LMA local government area of River State through the opening of access roads by the Onencha X, His Royal Highness King Apollos Chu, is making positive impact in the area of security and economic development within communities. Ijoma Ogoke was part of the official tour of the newly created Phase 5 of the access roads and now reports.
The importance of this over 200-kilometer road infrastructure, courtesy of the Onencha X, King Apollos Chu, cannot be overemphasized. This explains the presence of dignitaries drawn from the far north and other parts of the country, including serving and former ministers of women affairs and Esumpe, who joined the traditional rulers, LMA local government chairman, and other representatives of government on a tour of the Phase 5 of over 100 created access roads. The roads, which were created in layout and blocks, on completion will open a new community and also link key sites.
We all know the significance of infrastructure in our community. Can these roads go a long way? So we thank His Royal Highness King Apollos Chu for this wisdom.
This is an opportunity for those who do business and work in our area to begin to acquire property and build their businesses and their residential areas. So I thank the King, and we are very happy.
This is access to, farmlands, and to strengthen Nigerians' food security. We'd like to applaud him.
I want to use this opportunity to call on the Ministry of Regional Development. With what he has done, they should step in and then do the reinforcement and tar this road.
NDDC have tarred the Phase 1. The governor, since Fubara is already doing one now, so you can see that their presence are already there. We continue to encourage them because, first of all, that we already helped the government by reducing the expenses they could have put on, by reducing the scope of job. We remove the scope of survey, we remove the scope of compensation of the economic trees.
With the ongoing development in LMA, the people are hopeful that local businesses will thrive while employment opportunities will also increase. From LMA, Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
The construction of Gembu-Bangayang Road project, which links the Cameroon border located on the Mambila Plateau, commenced January 13, 2025 and is scheduled for completion by July 12, 2027. The Federal Controller of Works in Taraba State, Ibrahim Usman, explains that the road is critical to the socio-economic prosperity of the area, linking Mambila Plateau to the Cameroon border, and the overall progress of the project is being constructed using continuous reinforced concrete pavement technology, which stands between 25% and 30% completion. Work is also ongoing to complete 2 bridges. The Federal Controller's team also inspected reconstruction and rehabilitation of the 235-kilometer-long Bali Seriti Gashaka Gembu Road, being funded under the NMPCL tax credit scheme. Residents of the area expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for fulfilling the promise of 1961. The Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria is supporting President Bola Tinubu's administration, citing various socio-economic reforms, especially road infrastructure development, which have engendered development in the sector and positively impacted lives of citizens. The report is presented from our studios.
The current administration has embarked on massive road infrastructure projects across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation. The Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria is among the direct beneficiaries of this initiative by the current administration. It's now describing the ongoing reforms in different sectors as a foundation for economic stability and improved mobility access across the country. Now the national president of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, Musa Muhammad May Takobi, says the association is supporting President Tinubu's second-term ambition, having consulted widely.
When transport works, the economy moves. When the economy moves, the people prosper. That is ideology. That is vision. That is leadership.
More investments in road rehabilitation and transportation initiatives and the need for the establishment of a transportation bank in Nigeria, he believes, will go a long way in providing better opportunities for safer and more efficient transformation of the transportation sector.
We stand on the side of development, reform, and structured picture. Nigeria must move forward. Nigeria must stay the course. Nigeria must build on reform.
The association reaffirms its commitment to a continued collaboration with government agencies to further address economic pressures and improve the welfare of Nigerians.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, says the signing of the Medipol Memorandum of Understanding is a significant step forward in delivering the health sector reform agenda, and notes that the development advances the third pillar of the blueprint, which focuses on unlocking and strengthening the healthcare value chain. At the ceremony in Abuja, Professor Pate explained that the initiative builds on the executive order signed in June 2024 by President Bola Tinubu, which provides supply-side waivers on raw materials and manufacturing, as well as demand-side interventions such as market-shaping mechanisms, advance guarantees, and structured procurement systems to strengthen local production. The minister says Medipol will aggregate projected national demand to negotiate better prices, assure quality, and channel demand towards local manufacturers. This approach, he adds, will stimulate predictable demand, improve supply chain efficiency, and accelerate Nigeria's medical industrialization by leveraging the country's large market size to drive competition, lower cost, and ensure the availability of essential health commodities. Professor Pate says if successful, the model could extend beyond Nigeria to support regional procurement efforts.
And in particular, in implementing what was contained in the executive order that Mr. President signed in June 2024. The executive order had provided for supply-side intervention, which is the waiver on raw materials and manufacturing, but also on the demand side for market shaping, advanced guarantees, and full procurement mechanisms. Now, Medipol represents that as a private entity in partnership with government, went through the business case, regulatory approval, and approval by FEC, and now the negotiations for the agreement have been concluded.
Readers and researchers seeking insight into the history and growth of the Federal Capital Territory now have a richer and more updated reference material. Following the launch of the second edition of the book, Abuja, The Evolution and Development of a Federal Capital City by Dr. Jummai Ahmadu, who also unveiled 2 additional new works. Jonathan Omajali has the details.
Abuja,
A city of elegance that continues to attract dreamers with its promise and possibilities. For Dr. Jumeirah Modu, who arrived as a core member, the capital was more than a destination. It provided a place for her dreams and aspirations to take root and grow. And they really have grown. The reason dignitaries and friends from all walks of life, including former FCT ministers, have gathered to celebrate her latest work, Abuja, the evolution and development of a federal capital city.
Provides a critical documentation of Abuja's transformation, offering valuable insight into the vision, planning, and governance that continue to shape the Nigerian capital city.
This is resilience, hard work, quest for excellence, and traits of typical African women.
This edition widens the lens with fresh perspectives and interviews from notable contributors, including former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Dr. Yakubu Ibn Mohammed.
It has a lot of first-hand information, from the regional inhabitants' account to politicians' account to the teachers' account to architects and the planners' account.
In her second book, Stewards of the Nation, The Role of Civil Servants in National Development, Dr. Modu challenges civil servants to embrace their roles as custodians of public trust.
What will come out of those books will add value to the society.
3 books, each timely, each profound. In Abuja, Jonathan Majali, NTA News.
It's time now to join Adeola in our Lagos Network Center for more on the network news on NTA. Adeola.
Thank you, Najatu. A delegate from the World Bank's Regional Manager for Innovation and Development under the Entrepreneur Skills in Africa program has praised the implementation of the Innovation Development for Effective Acquisition of Skills Ideas project in Nigeria. The commendation was given during an inspection visit to one of the Ideas project centers in Lagos.
Aimed at enhancing technical and vocational education training, Ideas is a Federal Ministry of Education initiative supported by the World Bank. The visit by the World Bank delegates provided an opportunity for the representatives of the bank and the Federal Ministry of Education to go around the training center and interact with participants of the programs who are majorly youths.
We're very proud and happy to be part of the government's program and to see all the results that have already been achieved through this program, and particularly in the school Wavecrest, which I think is a model program in training and hospitality.
They also bring in industries that comes in to train them, and outside training them, they also negotiate with them, partner with them, and at the end, the trainees, some of them do their internship. After the internship, they work with them, engage them.
Participants at these centers are being taken through training in hospitality and catering services. For them, the training is worth the time and energy, especially with the knowledge and experiences they have received so far.
Chefs over here has made it so interactive and so pleasant for everybody to learn.
Initially, I was idle, and they gave me an opportunity to be productive, to be active.
Ideas program is expected to enhance skills acquisition, reduce youth unemployment, and boost economic recovery. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
Issues surrounding public interest, accountability, and the role of the media in shaping informed decision-making took center stage in Lagos as the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Eno, engaged media executives in a strategic dialogue. Lynn Leneke reports that Nigeria's industrial policy, which aims to increase the sector's contribution to the nation's gross domestic product GDP to between 20 and 25% by 2030, was also examined.
The session brought together stakeholders from the trade sector and the media to scrutinize the direction of the new mandate. The Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Senator John Eno, revealed that the strategy includes a robust incentive framework, industrial measures to spur investment, reduce cost of doing business, and foster innovation.
I think that there's we've built a national consensus in terms of the imperative for this policy and what it can bring to our country, and therefore we think that the mood now seems right for Nigeria to actually, be able to achieve, those goals, be able to achieve industry's contribution to our GDP in the double digits rather than the continuing single digits.
I had always had policies, but the execution plan has never been there according to them. But if they say they now have an execution policy, that is the way to go.
Participants at the forum unanimously agreed that the new industrial roadmap aligns with President Bola Tinubu's 8-point agenda, specifically Agenda 7, which targets rapid diversification and industrialization. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. The network news will continue in Abuja after the break.
You're just in time for a historic moment in the political realignment of Nigeria as the All Progressives Congress formally receives Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf into the Progressives family. Vice President Kashim Shettima, representing President Bola Tinubu, assures the people of Kano of federal government's commitment to implementing policies which will drive economic growth and prosperity across the nation. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrives at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, received by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, state governors of the APC, national chairman of the party, and other chieftains of the party. Colorful reception on the streets of Kano, celebrating with the governor for moving to the Progressives movement. Then proceeded to the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kofar Mata to celebrate with Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf and the people of Kano State for the warm reception accorded him by the All Progressives Congress National Working Committee.
I give you the symbol of unity. Unite Kano. Unite your people.
And now to the main event, formal handing over of the APC flag by the national chairman, Professor Nentawe Yudwada, with the support of the national executives.
Mr. Governor, you have made the right move. Mr. Governor, it's the right time for you to move. Mr. Governor, not just the right time, but you move to the right party. Mr. Governor, you are going to have the right dividends, right outcome for your movement to the APC for the benefit of Kano.
Over time, it became clear that the political platform we are operating on was no longer providing the cohesion and the stability required for effective governance. Internal disagreements, uncertainty, distraction, attention from the real work of governance. At that point, leadership demanded a clear decision. Let me also say that Kano is too large, too strategic, and too important to be politically disconnected from the center of national governance.
Vice President Kashim Shettima assured Governor Abba Yusuf of support to actualize the renewed hope mandate of the Tinubu administration.
A place that has always served as the litmus test of politics in Nigeria. Whenever Kano moves, the nation moves with it. Not because of numbers alone, but because Kano is an eloquent expression of Nigeria's cosmopolitan soul. It is a state that welcomes every Nigerian, absorbs every accent, accommodates every ambition, and turns diversity into destiny.
Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf is the 8th governor that aligned with the APC, bringing the party's numerical strength to a unique number. That's 30 governors across the federation. From Kano, Brahman Jibrila, NTA News.
Now it's time to join Musa Abubakar in his business corner with news of Nigeria's inflation rate. Musa?
Thank you, Naja. Nigeria's inflation rate recorded a slight decline in January 2026, offering fresh signs of easing price pressures in the economy. The latest Consumer Price Index report shows that headline inflation eased marginally to 15.10% in January from 15.15% in December. This indicates a 0.05 percentage point reduction on a month-on-month comparison. On a year-on-year basis, inflation declined significantly by 12.51 percentage points from 27.61% recorded in January 2025. This suggests that price pressures have moderated considerably compared to the same period last year. Now, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission has denied reports that it has recommended the reallocation of disputed oil wells to certain states. The Commission said it only received a draft report from the Interagency Committee on February 13, 2026, and the document is still under review by relevant stakeholders and its internal committees. The Commission stated that no final decision has been made and urged the public to disregard the circulating reports pending official communication. And to the capital market, Nigeria's equities market closed on a positive note, with the all-share index settling at 190,262.44 points. The overall equity capitalization of the market stood at 122.13 trillion naira, underscoring the strong valuation of listed companies. Market analysts say trading momentum remains robust as investors continue to position ahead of corporate earnings releases and broader economic developments. Well, that concludes business news. Naja is back to you.
Thank you, Musa. And we head to Jigawa State, where we're in a renewed drive to deepen grassroots development and strengthen inclusive governance. Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has inaugurated key infrastructural and religious projects in Giwa local government area, reaffirming his administration's bottom-up approach to development. Muhammad Musa Askira has the details.
The project commissions include a newly constructed local education authority office complex, a modern city gate and a central Friday mosque, all strategically designed to enhance administrative efficiency, beautify the town and promote spiritual growth among residents. Governor Umar Namadi was accompanied by the Emir of Kazore, Najib Hussein Adamu, alongside other top government officials and community leaders. Speaking during the ceremony, the governor commended the Giwa local government chairman for demonstrating inspiring leadership qualities worthy of emulation, describing the project as a clear evidence of purposeful governance at the grassroots. Addressing residents shortly after the commissioning prayers at the Central Friday Mosque, Governor Namadi called on the people of Giwa and the entire Jigawa state to continue supporting and praying for their leaders. He emphasized that meaningful development can only be achieved through unity, cooperation, and collective responsibility. The governor further urged the community to utilize the mosque not only for the 5 daily obligatory prayers, but also as a center for moral guidance, peaceful conflict resolution, and community development initiative.
And the construction of drainage to avoid flooding. These are all projects that are done for the benefit of the people of Giwa local government. So I'm really happy today that today has been a very good day for me. At least I have commissioned projects that will improve the life and livelihood of our people.
Stakeholders said the inauguration of the projects underscores the Jigawa state government's commitments to inclusive growth and sustainable development across all local government areas in the state. In Duty, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
We'll have more right after the break. Stay tuned. But just in time for details of the second edition of Niger Delta Games and more with Ayo Makinde live. Sports Update. Ayo.
Thanks so much, Naja Atu. Well, the build-up gets better with the arrival of the Torch of Unity in Asaba, Delta State, ahead of the fiesta. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oberori, represented and joined by other officials, expressed optimism in the ability of Deltans to compete with the best in the Niger Delta and emerge winners. Correspondent Susan Esu reports that about 4,000 athletes, coaches and technical officials from the 9 mandate states of the NDDC expected to converge on the Samuel Ogbemodia Stadium in Benin from February 20 to 27.
It speaks to our collective strength, our common heritage, and our unwavering resolve to deepen regional integration through constructive and inclusive initiative.
17 sports events are scheduled for the Games, with age limits set at 20 years as a breeding ground for the emergence of the next set of national champions. Let's cross over to the world of football. Nigeria played Jordan in an international friendly in Amman in the FIFA window of March 23 to 31. The encounter will be the first meeting between the two teams at the senior level. In another development, Iran is looking forward to organize a friendly match with Nigeria in the same window as part of the preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Jordan will be making their debut at the World Cup this summer and are drawn in Group A with Argentina, Algeria and Austria. Consultations are ongoing for the Super Eagles to also play a friendly against Seleção of Portugal before the World Cup begins in June. Elsewhere, 30 Nigerian referees, made up of 22 men and 8 women, have received their FIFA badges, marking a new era of accountability and global visibility, with Nigeria Football Federation President Ibrahim Musa Gusau charging them to be uncompromising in the discharge of the duties. The officials will now take center stage in the Nigeria Premier Football League, with the NFF warning that there will be no hiding place for misconduct, stressing that any referee who falls short of professional standards risks immediate withdrawal of their FIFA badge. With representation across futsal, beach soccer and mainstream football, the newly badged officials now carry not just whistles and cards, but the responsibility of safeguarding the integrity and global image of Nigerian football. Quickly away from Nigeria, Borussia Dortmund will host Atalanta at the Signal Iduna Park for the first leg of the UEFA Champions League knockout phase playoffs. In Istanbul, Turkish side Galatasaray, headlined by Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen, face Italian side Juventus in their quest for a spot in the Champions League last 16. Portuguese side Benfica are up against Real Madrid at the famous Estadio da Luz, drawing confidence from the impressive 4-2 win over Los Blancos on match day 8 of the group stage, adding intrigue to a matchup between the two teams. Meanwhile, Monaco will host reigning champions Paris Saint-Germain at Stade Louis II for the first leg, while on Wednesday, Club Brugge will entertain Atletico Madrid, complete with Nigeria's Ademola Lookman. And that's your sports. It's back to Najatu.
So happy to hear Ademola Lookman will be out there. Well, on that note, we conclude the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm Najatu Tijani.